Good morning, family. Come on board, please. Good morning and greetings from Barbados. It's a windy day here on the south coast of the island, but it is so beautiful that I cannot resist coming out here this morning. Now, who said that you had to go up to Dover Beach and that you couldn't see Dover Beach or in that general area from down in the Sandy Beach section because of the church on the corner, etc., etc.? But you know what? It's low tide, so we're not just seeing Dover Beach, we're walking out parallel to Dover Beach this morning. How are you all going this morning? I hope you're having a fantastic time. As I said, we're going to have some wind blows this morning. Lots of wind over here in the south coast of the island. Just so beautiful though. I mean, this is just fresh. The air is definitely warm. This morning started off at 28 degrees at 3:30 when I got up, which is going to be a warm day. As you can see, it's going to be a glorious day. Beautiful sunrise coming up. Definitely have some dust clouds around. I did not wear my rain shield with me or my waistcoat, so today we're sort of bareback and ready to go. Just beautiful. Alright, that, as you all know, is the Ocean 2 expansion up by White Sands as well. That's around the corner. The casuarina trees you're seeing there is the absolute west side of Dover Beach itself. Then we have the Ross Trevor, St. Lawrence, and what used to be St. Ives, St. Lawrence, east and west. And then we come around to Primo. As you can see, the beautiful St. Lawrence Gap. We're just by that cell tower, so we should have a brilliant signal this morning. It looked great on our reader. Everything looked perfect. All right, I'm going to start and see with you, give you a silent 360 from right here, and as you all will see where we are in a minute, how far out in the ocean we are. Enjoy this here, folks. Oh my goodness gracious, look at those rays, look at that gold. Anybody who has been here to this island before knows exactly what it's like to be witnessing this here. Anyone that's never been here before, what you're seeing does not really justify this. This is just spectacular. I would go as far as saying that this place is stunning today. So, I don't use that word too often, so let me use it today. So, just beautiful conditions. Of course, there's quite a bit of south chop here. All of this is mainly because of the wind, because there's really no swell running in direction that will give us anything on the south coast. This is mainly just a wind swell itself. Just a beautiful morning. Look at this sunrise. Isn't that just gorgeous? Just watch that for a second, sit here for a second, and then after that we're gonna say our prayer for peace. But let us start having a look at this first, get ourselves in the right mindset and get ourselves just perfect for that. Here we go. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Thank you, God, for letting me see another day, a beautiful day, and in the company of all of my friends, family, and loved ones. Just a magnificent morning. Okay, so if you all did not know, we are at the most beautiful beach in the world. Has a little bit of sargassum on it this morning, but that will be gone shortly. It's all beginning to clear up for sure. We had some floats. The last system that passed there brought it in on the south side as well too. As you would have noticed on the east, there was hardly any, but there's a little bit on the south. It's not drastic or dramatic. It is pretty nice. It's not bad. Certainly would not spoil your day at this beach for sure. Beautiful St. Lawrence Lagoon. This is a Worthing area. Technically Worthing goes from the Sleuthgate area, which is directly in the center of our camera now, and it works its way right down to Cacra Bank, which is just behind Scotch and Soda. If you're not familiar, that's the cabin cruiser there in the center. Just behind that, you'll see a grove of casuarina trees. that's Cacra Bank. That is what we'll be taking in today. So if you want some beauty, God's beauty is going to be Worthing. However, I call this different places. I call it Above Beach, Worthing Beach, the Center Beach, Sandy Beach. There's the Sanitary Grove there, and then we have Cacra Bank. Now, they're just names I refer to it as. That's how I brought up, and that's how it was in my time. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Stunning conditions today. As I said, we're going to have a lot of wind. We will be walking with the wind in our back, which means the microphone will definitely be picking it up for sure. For all of you fans of the 10-foot Shadow Man, notice yesterday I did not mention him once, and that is because he had me in a real upset mood. Because in the morning time, he was all over the place causing me bare grief when I was trying to concentrate, writing up my little ad for the morning. So I decided that I was going to make sure and keep him backcourt yesterday. I noticed that some of you all still talked to him and sent out greetings to him and stuff. And last night when I was reading those comments, well, he was behind me sniggering. He said, "You can't get away, Nick. I will be there all the time." And, you know, I'm going to try and see what happens today, but we do have a lot of sun out here. I did try to leave him at home this morning. I did not see him, but we'll see what happens later on today. To those two, I had to call Munch Maniacs, one conductor, Cope, and one man called Maurice. Trying to leave the pies today. I saw all the people complaining yesterday. You all better be careful. They might carry you all down to St. Lucie or something and leave you there. So be wary of that. Just a beautiful morning. A lot of development has gone on over here over the years. We've talked about it before. We're still going to do it again. David's restaurant was the little white section there in the middle. That has closed. There's no longer David's. And then we had the Little Bay section, and we have Yellowbird. We had originally Pisces, which is that restaurant. There is no Primo. Behind that was the Witch Doctor. I'm not sure the name of that right now, so forgive me. But they're all going back in time here, just to touch base with those that have been here for many, many years. Directly in front of us, the place is looking all run down. Well, it is all run down, but there's a development just below. That was last named the Banana, however, or Bananas. However, before it was called Bag Shot House. I was raised there in my early years. I say, I keep telling you all, I was raised here. I was raised there. Yes, I was raised all over. So my exploration did not come when I got a vehicle. My exploration from the time I was a child, because my parents used to go all over this island to all different types of functions and activities. So this is one place that I was raised with the Robinson family. I'd like to say good morning to them if they're online. That's Deborah and Adam, and you know, all the parents, etc. Good morning to all of you all. Alright, Sleuthgate is the area that they can run off the excess water from Graham Hall Swamp, which is a natural reserve just behind here. In Graham Hall Swamp, I haven't been there for a long time. They had developed it into a bird sanctuary. They had a big bird aviary there, I remember that quite well. Really beautiful location. However, that has closed down. The cafe in there, I believe, is open, but they have limited hours as well. But up in Graham Hall Swamp was popular for the terrapin. That's catching that fish, full of bones and stuff, but very, very good for sports catching. And that is up in the Graham Hall Swamp area. I do know for sure that one of the Chinese ambassadors here caught one that was 6 foot in that swamp. So you know the fun he had playing with that. Find a lot of tilapia, molly, and all the different kinds of fantails and stuff up in there as well. As I said, I haven't been there for years, so I'm not too sure the situation up in there now. Directly in the center of the screen, washroom facilities, all the conveniences, free Wi-Fi. That is a Worthing facility. Now, if I have one of those malicious people on board, we already talked about him in a different capacity. I know he's already on a webcam, so I'm hoping it's not working today. So we will definitely see, because if it is working, you will see I'll be eating enough pies myself in the background. Don't mind, it's fine with me. One thing for sure is baggies are no baggies, not stretch the fits anymore. That's the important part. We're going in the right direction. Beautiful birds just here hovering on the wind. Just a spectacular sight this morning. Just lovely, beautiful, beautiful scenes. Just give you a little bit of what the sky looks like this morning as well. Darker makers are a must right now, folks. We're going to get blinded shortly. It's a beautiful sunrise this morning. I don't see there's very little haze, if any at all, so it's going to get blinding now. Alright, onward we shall go again. Now this whole property here that was Bag Shot House, the above section here, was where the Robinsons, or the younger generation, used to live. in that little apartment section there. And then you had the hotel, and then below there was a small building as well that used to run from the sea to the road, and that's mainly where all of the staff used to be, and a couple of little rooms there as well. But as you can see, they built a massive, well, massive for this area, not massive as in comparison to the island, but for this area, a beautiful condo section. I mean, it is really looking lovely. I'm just longing to see what they're going to do with the rest of the property, because all this area belongs to them. So I know they're going to be doing it in stages, as I can see so far. I'm not too sure how fast the development will be, but the condos are definitely coming online. They're getting painted now. They've been working on them for a long time. I can't tell you that the work that's gone into it has been serious work. Lots of metal, lots of steel, lots of reinforcements. Now this is the area also where we have the pipes that go out. You'll see a pipe coming across the beach. For those that are not familiar with it, I will mention it because it's reality. This is the section that drains off some of the processed sewage that would be along the south coast of the island, and they would drain it through this section and pump it out to the ocean way beyond the reef. Now, I don't know if you can make it out, but if you can make out that buoy way outside, not where this person is, directly behind where the person is, way out, that is where those pipes will go to. So there's no fear of that coming back in. Just want to mention that. Like to keep it real, like to keep it true, like to keep it genuine. Alright, all these shower facilities, everything you could possibly want from beach facility such as this one here in place. You're seeing little bars popping up all over in the kiosks. There's also a new fish restaurant, sort of like a mobile vehicle that's being decorated with all types of bamboo and stuff. I'll just point at that in a minute. We have seen it before. Yep. Hey, what's up, man? You good? Alright, respect, sir. Yeah. Alright, and just in the back there you will see Giggles Bar. Everybody who's on here that's a Canadian knows Giggles. That's one of their main gathering points. Others gather as well, but I do know that there's a very big Canadian posse that hangs out there throughout the season. And then you can see just behind the facility the white storm shutters. That is on what is the fish restaurant, little small restaurant. I see people there eating all the time. So how are y'all guys going? Oh, look at my friends again. Hold on, everybody want to say hello to you all again. Would you all say hello to everybody again for me? These are our swimmers, folks. There you go. Everybody's good? Had a swim already? Alright, well, have a blessed day, enjoy. Okay, take care. Okay, you all remember them from the last time, our posse that woke us up in the morning. Just great to see them again this morning as well. My poor ex-girlfriend having bear licks. This is what happens when you don't love Nick anymore. That is how you look. She used to be beautiful, she had her sunglasses, she had a great wig, great beach coveralls, and sometimes a swimsuit. However, along came my angel, and because she thought rejected, she's just gone into total disrepair. That's what happens when you start loving Nick. So that is a hint to everybody that's online this morning. you just don't stop loving me, please. Yo, Warwagon parked up in its usual spot. Lots of parking facilities here. Have a very big car park above here, just behind the NCC headquarters, behind these kiosks here. And then you would notice there are 3 homes that were in this general area here. They've all been taken down and the whole beach area cleaned up. So you can see all of this area is going to be probably turned into car park. I'm not too sure of what officially. Wait! What's up, man? Alright. I'm not too sure what they're going to be doing down in here. But all of these homes have been cleaned up. And I'm seeing some marlin stuff being put in, but I'm not too sure really. We wait and see what happens there. Now everybody knows the Cacra Beach Bar. Cacra Beach Bar from eons ago, when this beach was, I would say, at least another 1.5 times the distance out to where it is right now. By where that little small Moses is that you're seeing there, that's a small little boat, the little engine on the back. That's where the high water mark would have been, in that general area before this beach went. Now I say that, but I've also got to say that originally, when I'm talking right back into the late 70s, there was no beach here at all. There were no coconut trees here. The high water mark used to come right up to the boundary of this property here, maybe just a couple of feet off. And then as we saw it go into like the later 80s into the 90s, a massive beach developed down here. Good morning to everyone. Look at who's waving, Yep, good morning to you all. Can't get away from him today, so I'm not gonna fight it. Yeah, and then I was saying in the 90s and so, this beach built huge, I mean massive. And they had all kind of games out here. They had the Highland Games out here, which is a big beach activity. They still have the Highland event that goes on here in Barbados, but no longer can you have the games on this beach. It's just not big enough. They also had the first wet fet in Barbados, a big chain link, massive area that spanned from where we are approximately, again, almost out to where that Moses would be, but in line with that here. And that's the first wet fet, which is a crop over fet that we have here in the island, where everybody just goes in all their beach attire and they have sprinklers and power sprays and everything. And that's something that still goes on. Hasn't happened for the last few years because of COVID, but it's still obviously there, and it's going to happen again as soon as things start to change somewhat. You will notice there's some sargassum. You're not going to hide that. Can't hide it, but we're not going to not see it. This is all a part of the building process of this beach as well. This will actually help build back the sand. The sand will come and cover this, and it will stop it from shifting or assist it in staying here. Cacra Beach Bar went through lots of different changes. Those of you that were the original Cacra posse remember the Red Men on a Friday night and on a Sunday night. The other nights were functioning as well, but really the Red Men were here. Country Western Band, good morning Ram if you're on board, the Scotch and Soda captain. And then we used to have on Sundays a DJ that used to play here after Crystal Waters. So you came to Crystal Waters from early, from the afternoon, say around 1 or so, had a meal at the Barbecue 101, and then you spent the afternoon dancing to many different DJs over the time. I don't want to call any names because there are many of them, but you will remember Andy. He was definitely a very good friend of mine, and all of you all have ever met him would have been friends of his as well. And then at 6 o'clock, or yeah, around 6 o'clock, you would leave down at Crystal Waters and you would come over here and party until early. Well, here had to shut down fairly early, around 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's because of the hotels and apartments that are around it. So it never really went on to wee hours, but after that you could always go into St. Lawrence Gap or somewhere else, Harbour Lights, anywhere like that there, and just stay on until whatever time you want to stay on until they kicked you out, which is usually like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We talked about Scotch and Soda just now. Now, for the time I've been to this beach, I can't remember never not seeing Scotch and Soda here. So that would tell you, I would say definitely close to 50 years or in that kind of time frame, maybe even a little more, that has been in the water. So we call that our local landmark for Sandy Beach. Anybody who's ever been here has pictures with Scotch and Soda from all different angles, from the back, from the front, in every different way possible, because that is definitely the lookout here. I mean, this is a beautiful complex here as well. This is called Chateau Blanc. This is actually going to be open for this season. They're doing a lot of work in it. They completely stripped the inside. They put in all new lighting, electronic, etc. And they have told me that they're looking to open for this coming season. So if you used to stay here, if you want to stay in this beach, please check them out online and see what they're offering this time around. All right, now this here is the scenery that you will find most people taking. This photo here in this general area, all along the strip where we are. I'm actually going to walk this entire strip, showing you what you will be seeing if you were sitting or relaxing on this section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in quietness unless I see someone that I know, so you can experience this walk with me this morning. So get ready, get yourself seated, hold on to your chair and catch your breath, because we're going to take one of the most scenic walks that I can imagine anywhere in the south coast of the island. Actually, to me, it is one that touches my heart every time. So here we go. Okay, starting at Crystal Waters. Crystal Waters is, as I said, is the place on the south coast, especially on a Sunday afternoon. It is more of a mature crowd. You do get some of the young ones here. A lot of children and a lot of teenagers have been raised with their families at this location, because this is what you had to call a family beach. And why we like to refer to it as being a family beach is because of the lagoon being completely bordered by a natural reef on the outside where you're seeing the water breaking. in here is usually always very calm and very peaceful for swimming, and it goes off slowly as well, so you can keep an eye on the children before they get too deep and stuff. What you will also find in here are lots and lots of turtles. You will come out here and you will swim. Almost every time you come here, you will find turtles in this water, and that's because all of these fishermen, when they come in, they throw some of their cleaning stuff overboard. When I say cleaning stuff, I mean the remains of fish that they're not going to be actually using, and feed the turtles out here. This is what I call a grazing area, because they have something that resembles grass all around the shallow sand just between, well, from say Scotch's Soda area out to that reef itself, and you'll find lovely turtles coming here, and what I refer to as grazing. This is most definitely where you will find my angel snorkeling whenever she comes to this beach, because she loves to see the turtles. That is something that's her highlight every time we come here. Just a beautiful, beautiful beach. All right, this hotel here is what I call, what originally was called Sandy Beach, and this is what this section of Worthing got its name from. This is where Sandy Beach used to be located. It's now called the Sands. You'll see this concrete table tennis table here. That actually was on all dry sand, as I mentioned before. The beach used to go right out to the end of that groin. That is where you would have found where the sand tapered off into the channel that the boats would use to come in. But the actual beach then in the 90s was right out to the end of that groin there, and it used to come right along here, I would say halfway between Scotch's Soda and the shore right now. And there actually had a coconut trees, but there was one far out, which was, I would say, almost by where those folks are, parallel to where they are, but just in the center of the camera now. So any of you that may remember that would know what I'm talking about. Some people can't even believe it. They'll tell me, no, Nicholas, that could never been so, but I am telling you, I try not to bring any fabrications here. I try to bring it as truthful as it is. I may call the wrong date once in a while, that can happen, but I do actually bring what's true and genuine. This place is all-inclusive. I've seen some of their packages out of my price range, but they're offering everything you could possibly imagine. And this is the Sands. This is only recently opened. I would say this is their maybe first full season. Well, it would have been their full season last year, which did not happen because of COVID, but they're open up now and they're ready for business. You will see there's some turtle traps here on the beach as well. Quite a few of them that go up onto the above section. So hopefully the guys are putting out the beach chairs. Are you going? Oi! Okay, we're getting hailed up. We're going to go over within 15 feet or so, maybe 12 feet, and say hello to everyone. Good morning, how are you today? Wonderful. Absolutely fabulous. We're not going to come in closer because of no mask. Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, well, welcome to Barbados, and you all are? Denise and Paul. Okay, Denise and Paul, wonderful to see you all. There you go, some of you. And you are on our fan base, of course, you're in our family. Wonderful. Okay, well, you'll see yourself later on. Thanks a lot, take care. Just a beautiful, beautiful morning. See, they have lots of EMC family that are coming into the island now. It is feeling so good to be able to finally see people that, you know, have only been online, have only been virtual for this entire time. So it's a pleasure to be able to meet people now. Okay, we're going to go back onto the beach and talk about this again. As you see some turtle traps there that are going up. Hopefully when the guys are putting on their umbrellas and their beach chairs later on, they won't, you know, stab any of the nests or anything. Hopefully they're being conscious, because right by this tree, Paula, if you're on board, we're in front of the Sands, and as you can see, there's definitely what looks like a nesting area here. Lots of digging has gone on. Not too sure if it was laying, but definitely a lot of digging. And this is by the broken down tree itself. This went down when we had the hurricane that passed just a few months ago. All right, I did mention when we were walking on the beach, the different beaches: Worthing, Sandy Beach, Sanitary Grove. Now, all of these trees here were planted by my French-Canadian friends from Quebec, actually from Granby in Quebec. And I call them my father, my mother, my brothers, and my sisters. And that's because I have known them for so long. They're some of my long-term friends. And I call them family because I've been to Canada and I've stayed with them. They've opened their house, you know, to Angela and myself each time we've been there. You know, every time they come here, we will sit under here. Carol, good morning if you're on, as you're a part of the family, as you know as well. And this is what we call the office. Now, in the office, you have to work real hard. You have to be understanding that when you come on vacation, it doesn't mean that you don't work. In this office, you have to sit, keep quiet, don't do anything, don't disrupt anyone, breathe in the peace, breathe in the beauty, and spend the entire day here. Now, that's a lot of hard work. That is a long day of nothing but stress and work. So, we call it sand gravity. For any of you that are coming on to Barbados and you're going to be staying in this general area, just take a little shot here if you do, if it's available. come put the beach chairs under here and enjoy it, because I'll tell you, you will slip off in the blink of an eye, and you will never feel peace that you will feel under this here, called the Sanitary Grove. Now that's just being named affectionately, but I have actually got it on Google. If you go up there and you put in Sanitary Grove, you will find it. You will also find a small Facebook page that I started just so I can make sure and keep the memory alive until they return to Barbados. Now, because of the location of this hotel here, I would call this my favorite hotel on this section, and that would be the Coral Sands. Now, it's more of a business-oriented hotel. A lot of the embassy members stay here, but it's also open to the general public. It is a little more on the expensive side, as you can appreciate on this section. They're not open now. They have not reopened since the COVID, and it's being shut up all the time. It hasn't even reopened partially, but I'm sure it will be reopening soon. I don't see the kind of work that's gone on, that will be going on to say it's opening right now, but I think probably a season, if things get better, this will be reopened. Now, I can't remember the name of the 3-story wooden guest house that was here. Maybe someone can help me. I think, and I can't remember the name of it offhand. I think Andromeda was below, but I can't remember the name of this one. But I do remember this here. There was a 3-story. One was a loft, which was the top floor, and this was very, very popular. People that used to come here as well. Just beautiful, beautiful scenery. What we're taking in right now is Cacra Bank. That's where we're going to be going because it's low tide this morning. Thank goodness the wind is dropping a little bit, so hopefully you'll be able to hear something that I've been saying. I did carry out Coral Sands. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Glad to see that other people love it as well. I did do a test on the microphone earlier on, so I know it is working, but I'm not sure how bad the wind affected us this morning. Morning, sir. How are you going? Good to see you, man. Wow. Not too sure. Knows my name, so I guess he's one of our family as well. Just beautiful. Now, it's hard to believe that there was a massive beach here. Huh? I mean, seriously, this beach used to go right around from where we are. I would say a good 20 yards off of where we're standing right now, and wrap itself right up to the end of that groin there, and then go straight up the coast, straight up to the Sleuth Gate area. Massive beach. But as you can see, that has changed over the years. It has, as I said before, it wasn't even here, so we have to be happy because, you know, God will bring, and God will take, and God will bring, and everything is done for a reason. So I don't second guess it anymore. At one time I would try to understand what was going on in life. I no longer try to understand that. As long as I do what I'm supposed to do, and as long as I'm living righteously, I know that God will take care of me, and whatever He does around me, to whether it be the island, to me, to my friends, to my family, it is all in the best interest, and He will know exactly what He's doing. I do not fear that anymore. No matter how horrible it may appear to me or sad it may appear to me, everything happens for a reason. And when you can will yourself over to God, that is a lot easier for you to understand it then, because you actually don't need to really understand it. You just need to accept it and believe it. Beautiful. All right, I don't think we've done any Beachside 360s yet. So what we do is we do one from this elevated section here. We're going to just take in some buildings behind us. That's going to happen because it's not all open area like the East Coast. But here we go. I would like to say good morning to our promotional Can and her teen. Good morning to you. Good morning, Karen. I met them here for the first time ever many moons ago. I would think probably maybe in the 90s or the very early 2000s. Well, at least Karen. But teen, yes, I remember you very well. So this is where we met, not on this little beach, but the one above in front of Coral Sands. That was some good memories, some amazing memories. I cannot imagine any better place to raise a child or children, because they're two teens, than here at this beach section. It's beautiful. Safe for swimming, as I said. Beautiful scenery. Just gorgeous. Now, as you see, all the blues are returning. We did see a little bit of greenish water above, and that's because of the sargassum, not because of any other thing. We haven't had any rain that would have brought down any excess water and stuff. But as you can see, the blues are returning to Barbados again. Something we hadn't seen in summer in most places. West Coast has always been blue, but this side here was, and the East Coast and Southeast Coast, had a lot of pressure with the sargassum this year so far. Now, we have some family on board that I know talk about this beach all the time. The other day they sent me a photo and then an artwork that was done of a tree that they call their tree. That tree is no longer existing, unfortunately. Not from what I see, unless it's further back, but from what I saw, it's gone. Ooh, a little splash up there. I've got to be careful with the camera. So you can't walk around here. Well, not you can't walk around here. You walk around here in neck deep of water if at high tide. But at low tide, you can walk around here fairly comfortably, unless there's a really big swell running. Right now, there's just a wind shot that's running. You can see you will take some splashes and stuff. Just be careful though, because these reinforced rocks that are here, there's some that are deeper in the water, as you can see directly in front of us. So when you're walking through here, just be very careful, please, because sometimes they're under sand, sometimes they're partially exposed, and sometimes they're right up. So just be very wary if you are walking across the section here. Come a little bit off the rocks, you know, and just be careful of where you're stepping. If I go and kick something now, I will not tell you all. Just beautiful. Now, you can get across here if you want to stay dry, but it needs having shoes for sure, because you can walk along the edge up here and just hold on to the wall itself and get across, because I have done that many times and I've seen many people do that as well. But you will need shoes up there, because that coral is very, very sharp. There's a small concrete slab just in front, but it's really too narrow, and in some areas it's actually broken off. But that is a way of getting it from one side to the other. But you have to be sturdy, you have to be solid on your feet, because if not, you can be in some trouble if you start that walk and you can't make it. Lots of rental accommodations on this section of the beach. Cacra Bank is not really my favorite spot, and that's just because obviously above is the most beautiful beach in the world, but Cacra Bank is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this beach, huh? Just look at the tropical scenery. Amazing. And you know what was even more amazing? Directly behind, just where you're seeing that flag and stuff, all commercial. Supermarkets, gas stations, you know, everything is there. All the facilities, everything else. It's just beautiful out here today. Just stunning. A little bit choppier than I'd hoped for. I really wanted to get a really calm morning, but hey, whatever we find, we're going to make do with, because this is what it is. And what do we do in life? We find the best and the most beautiful things in everything that we encounter. No matter if there are negatives around, we do not see them. We just flood our minds with the positives and the beauty that's around us, and that takes care of everything. I know everyone on here is saying, Nicholas, what are you talking about? That sea looks beautiful, let's go in it. Yeah, we haven't been in it for a little while, so tell you what, we can take a little dip here. We did walk through it just now, but we haven't actually been in it for a little bit. Further on, there is a shelf of reef that runs parallel to this beach. Sometimes a year it's under sand, but right now it's right up, so we won't really be able to swim until we get to the other side, right down the very end of the beach by where Cacra Bank is, what I call Cacra Bank, named after the former hotel that was there again. Most of the beaches in this island have done that, being named after the hotels that were on them, and most people like myself like to call them with the original name. We really don't shift. I still call it Casuarina, no matter how many years sandals were there. I'll refer to that as being Casuarina, you know, and that's just how it is. But we're in the sea now, you know. I keep telling you all, I like to show you all myself in the sea, because first thing you always say is, man, that man is just doing a voiceover of somebody else's video. So as you can see, I'm in the sea, and I am doing some hopping today. I'm trying to keep the camera equipment dry, but I'm going to give you all a 360, so get ready for it. I would keep spinning in circles all day here because the peace and just the beauty that I am seeing will keep me right here for the rest of the day. But everybody knows we all have to work. No matter what kind of work we do, it's still work. So I gotta go home and share my love and share my joy and share my care with all of you all. You know, I'm gonna go through this video second by second. Every comment you all make, I'm gonna see what it refers to. When you're all laughing at me, I'm gonna see where you're laughing at me so I can make sure I don't ever do it again. You know, and that's how I'm gonna do this video today and how I'm gonna pay my time with you all. I love to spend the afternoon answering everyone and sharing my love, because that is what God has asked me to do. Share my love, share my care, share my warmth, share my peace, and share my hope and my optimism. And you know, I have to be optimistic in this life. You know what I mean? There's so many things that I could be all crying about and sad about. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. It's not the way God intends me to live. I'm going to feel it, but I'm certainly not going to live in it. Just beautiful, beautiful this morning. We get a few people walking on the beach. It's lovely to see. Nice to see we have some visitors in the island. I was actually at around the place yesterday at so many different locations, doing some signal checks. And the day before, actually for the last 2 days, I've been doing some signal checks and working on a project for my angel. I'm not going to say any more on that because you know me, I don't like to keep surprises. And next minute I go and tell her exactly what I'm doing and we'll come out. So, I'm not talking about that again. Angela, if you're on board this morning, my love, I'm longing for you to come back here like a hold your hand and walk the same beach here. I only need one hand for the camera, so every morning we can still pay you know, our respects to the entire EMC team, and I can still hold your hand. So come on home whenever you're ready, baby, whenever we can make it. Just beautiful, beautiful. I know a lot of you like to see you know, the commercial side on occasions. I'm gonna stop here for just, I would say I will try and time it and keep my mouth shut for 20 seconds. Might be difficult to do, but I'm gonna try and do that, let you breathe in the peace and stuff. And I'm gonna show you from one extreme to the other. So here we go. And that was the longest 20 seconds I ever had to shut my mouth. Let me tell you, that was difficult. All right, we talked about the bordering reef here, right along the shore break itself. This whole area is sort of like protected. What will happen though is that a lot of this sand that's between the actual reef and where we're standing right now will get sucked out during time and over different times a year. You'll find a lovely little trough that runs right along here where you can bring your kids and stuff and, you know, tell them, do not go beyond the reef. When you get to the reef, there's a drop off, it'll go down to about chest deep, so you actually have to just wary of that. It's great just to snorkel along here. There are a few fish, not many of them. The closer in reefs really don't have too much on them. All right, so we've just given you the piece, and now we're going to show you the commercial side of it. I know Tracy's on board. Good morning to you, Tracy. Again, we're coming with some wind today. Thank you so much for continuously thinking about me and helping me through with what I'm doing, with the projects I'm working on, and with the journey that we're both following. All right, I'll give you a little bit of history about here. We did it before, still going to do it again. Can't remember if we walked up here last time, but we're still going to do it anyhow. All right, where this gas station is coming up on our left, just in the back there was a little small snacket. I think it's called Hill Snacket. That's where you used to get some of the best cheeseburgers ever imaginable. Yeah, we did talk about that before. I know, remember that we were here. Memory fades, but I still remember a little bit. The building over there, it says duty free, Bridgetown duty free. That is Cave Shepherd duty free facility. You can get almost everything that you can find in Bridgetown. You can find there. The convenience of it on the south coast is tremendous. Always had a gas station here. It was much smaller in the past years gone by. What is new here is what they call the Worthing Food Court. Can't compete with a ZR for sure. Worthing Food Court has all types of small little caravans, food tents, everything. That's been set up over the last year. Mr. Impact plays there on certain occasions as well. I'm not sure exactly what night, so I don't want to say, but he will always be able to come online and talk. Over here where you see Trimart, that has always been a supermarket. It used to be called Goddard's Supermarket at one time. That is one of them, and then just further up the road, about halfway up here up this straight, was what is called Simpson's Supermarket. We also did talk about the shipping that used to be located right where that tall structure is, and that was the shipping. Hey, good morning, how are you going, brother? You well? Okay, good man, thanks man. All right, so that is where, as I said before, the shipping you see located. It's now an insurance company. Lots of facilities along here. If you like gambling, doing one-arm bandits, that is. Silver Fox Arcade is there. There's Melrose Apartments. There's everything you can possibly imagine in this section here in Worthing. Worthing's like a city. If you are a Big B Massey fan, I call it Big B, and I will never stop calling it Big B. Just up the road here, I would say maybe about 150 yards or so. On your left, you'll find Big B Supermarket. That is one of the bigger supermarkets on the south coast of the island. They have everything from all types of high-end foods right down to budget foods and stuff. This is a public thoroughfare. Yes, sir. How are you going? One of the public thoroughfares to the beach. However, the residents here do use it, so please don't come and park in here. If you're going to park, see if you can seek a park over by Trimart. I'm not advertising Trimart as a public car park. Maybe if you go in there and buy something and then bring it with you over to the beach, it might be a little better as well. But beautiful over here. But you can see these are some really nice homes on the waterfront area. All this section here in Worthing capitalize all the front area on the beach area. You see it in a minute. Having another nice long one today, folks, but we don't know what will happen tomorrow, so we're going to make the best of today and we're going to enjoy it together, bring you all the possible beauty that I can bring to you and share all the possible love that I'm capable of sharing. Remember, I know for sure, and I will tell you that if you do not know how to give away love, you really cannot understand, appreciate, or expect to get love. Same thing with care, with kindness, with everything. So in order to feel them, experience them, and enjoy them, you have to share them. That is the only way it's going to happen. You cannot feel love unless you know how it is to share love. And you will then appreciate everything even more. This is the Vista Villas. For years this has been here. Vista Villas named after the Vista Cinema that you see on the other side. That is what you see, a very popular area where Cape Shepherd is. That's where all of us teens in my age category, etc. used to hang out. Remember that real well. I remember it so well. I remember the restaurant in there. I remember the way to get up the balcony via 2 different steps, one to one side, one to the other. I remember everything about it. I also remember walking onto Chefette when it first built and eating all types of delicious food down there. That's after the days of Hills, of course, because Hills was the main meeting point at one time. Lots of rentals along here. There's a Seafoam Hacienda. There are many different rental accommodations here. So if this is what you like to see, this is what you like to experience, coming here is not a problem. You just get to Barbados, you can find locations along here. Now, I would say, as I said before, Worthing Beach is the most beautiful beach in the world. This section of Cacra Bank, I would have to include in that because it's all Worthing. My favorite is from that there with those coconut trees going up, which I told you about before. But look at what is just below it. As you notice when you come around the corner, I don't know if you actually did notice it, but if you have walked it, you will know the sand down here is a lot grainier than it is up on the sandy beach area, up by where we were a little while ago, the Worthing Beach, Upper Worthing Beach area. Down here is a lot grainier. The sand textures around this island change from beach to beach. Now, I know that a lot of people are saying, no, Nicholas, that's not so. I can tell you that is so because I have samples of every beach that I've been on. And every beach that I've been on differs, whether it differs in its color, whether it differs in its texture and its powderiness, whatever. There's always a difference. It might have little cracked shells on it, little rocks on it. Everyone differs. Unless you get obviously 2 places that are very close together, like for example, like Aline Bay and Reeds Bay are very similar, but it depends on where the beach you go. If you go close down to the waterfront, you will find a little bit of difference. If you go up where it's all dried out sand, well, that's a lot more powdery, so it's blown there, so it's going to look the same. But as you get close to the water's edge itself, you will find little grains that are different, makes it completely different. So the next time you come to Barbados, you have a look at that, see what I'm talking about. It makes it very interesting. It doesn't have to be coast to coast, it can be just from location to location. I love the clouds. It's given us a little bit of filtration, and it's also gotten rid of shadow man. Haven't seen him for a little while, thank goodness. Morning, guys. See, this is even more obvious now. The tide's dropped a little bit more. You can see the outer reef here. You can also see a little bit of a trough that I was talking about that you can swim on the inside. It's a little bit rough right now, but normally out here it can be a lot calmer than this, and it's much better. I did a power float a few weeks back. One of these days I'm going to somehow find a way of taking this apparatus with me and stuff and somehow protecting it and do a power float from up by St. Lawrence Gap right down here to Cacra Bank. I haven't done it around to Rockley yet, but I will do that in the near future, but not with the camera, of course. I have to find the perfect day to do so. But a power float is going to be, well, if you're doing this stretch from up by St. Lawrence Gap down to here, you're going to take an hour and 15 minutes, depends on the currents. What you do is you have your finely tuned, scientifically created and mastered power noodle, which you will just get your fruit with you, put it in a little bag, taking with you your fruit and maybe a bottle of water, and you sit in your noodle and just float with the current. You don't do any paddling. Oh boy, there he goes again. Somehow got back in. Let me step in the shade from him. Gone now then. For all you fans of the shadow man, hold that. Okay, it's gonna happen again. Yeah, so you don't do anything for an hour and 15 minutes. You just float. You just go with the current. There's nothing else to do but enjoy the peace and the beauty of this entire land and this entire morning and this entire beach section from the water side. And the thing about it is that you're doing it with nature, the wind and the current. Nothing more peaceful, relaxing or rejuvenating. I'll tell you, it's just an amazing thing to do. So try that next time, you know. Remember, you can go back on YouTube, you can put in my channel for the power floats, and it will give you a description of how you can create it. I have not patented it, so don't go and sell it, please. How you can create that power noodle, and you can go from there and enjoy your floats while you're in Barbados. You can do it anywhere in the south coast, mainly I would say because of the current flowing from up to the south point down to the Hilton area. That is my preferred area to do power floating because you just drift with the current. You don't go out to sea. If you're on the west, you won't go across the coastline. You'd actually get pulled out. With the east, well, you don't want to be out there power floating. You can get dusted out by some big swells. Another public thoroughfare to here. I saw someone had a picture of it the other day and you know, said, well, I'm so happy you have a picture of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you over here and walk you back in again. Just for those people that had up this and said that their memory of coming down this track going towards the sea will last with them forever. So we're going to take them on a trip down memory lane and let them enjoy it. And hopefully you all will as well. Lots of stuff here. Mojo's bar just opened her next door. Mojo is another very popular spot. Great food as well. I have eaten there in the past, haven't eaten there recently, but you can eat there. As I said, this entire Highway 7 is full of commercial businesses, foods, restaurants, you know, supermarkets, everything. If you're also looking for a tattoo, this is Soul Tattoo. This is my friend Jonathan. He has a tattoo parlor over here. He's done all of my work. Jonathan, good morning to you if you're on, sir. And this is the memory that people have asked me to share. So I'll see if I can get a clearer view of it in a second. But you can see how we are walking in peace and quietness on the beach side. And this is the activity that we're seeing out here on the land side. Very noisy, very commercial, but that is the escape by a couple of 100 yards. So here we go. This is your walk down memory lane for those of you on board that love Cacra Bank. Okay, I did stop just now and point down at the sand just to show you how much grains and how coarse the grains are here. My friend is saying good morning to you all again. So for all of those 10-foot Shadow Man fans, he's saying good morning to you. I was going to dress him up this morning, but I had to leave home quickly and I didn't think he was going to come with me. but thank goodness his son has come out. I don't mind his companionship now. I'd rather have him with me and not with me. If he's not with me, I don't know what he'll get up to. At least if he's with me, I can watch out for him and make sure he behaves himself. You can see how grainy this beach is. A lot of broken shells and stuff. Very different from what we were seeing up at Sandy Beach. Very, very different texture. So again, I encourage you, when you come here, don't just walk on a beach. Have a look at the sand, have a look at the entire layout, start to feel a part of it. You know, I think the thing that helps me a lot is that I actually sort of like absorb everything around me. I become as one. I come to all of these locations with a minimum, I try for a minimum of half an hour. Sometimes it's only 15 minutes, but the first thing I do when I get there is I just stand up and I start to breathe it in, and I start to just take in the beauty and absorb everything. The peace, you know, all the scenery, the feel of the air, everything. So that is something that will help you as well too. I'm sure when you come here you have done that. I'm probably just speaking to those who have already done that every time they come to the island. But try and enjoy it a little bit more that way. Don't just come to the beach and see what you're seeing in front of your eyes. Feel what you're also having all around you. That is very, very important. This is Coral Mist Hotel, and just below is what we used to call the Cacra Bank area. And that's what we named this beach after originally. It is now called Blue Orchid. Mark Peters, we are obviously from the same generation, my friend. As you just mentioned, the Vista and then Chefette, that was the action. I remember when Highway 7 would turn in, just a wave of people coming from the cinema. Even if you went to the pictures the week before and it was the same thing, you will come back the next week just to walk down Chefette and hang out with everyone, because that was the Lyman spot. Very bright up above, so we're going to make our way just up a little bit further and we'll talk a little bit more. I hope you all have enjoyed this morning. I have had an amazing time. Over the last few days we have seen the natural beauty, the rough, rustic natural beauty of Barbados, and today we're seeing the beautiful, beautiful south coast of the island. I would say the best spot on the south coast, and that's the Worthing area. I know a lot of people love Cacra, Rockley, a lot of people love up at Southern Palms, which is Dover. I know there are people who love Casuarina and everything else, but I have to tell you that for me, this is the best section of beach on this island, and that's running the Worthing area. I would even venture to say that when you're talking about the sandy beach area, it's the best beach in the world for me. And I've done a lot of traveling. I've done a lot of Caribbean traveling to some incredible tropical beaches. I've done a lot of traveling, quite a bit of traveling up in England and also in Canada. And to be honest with you, I have never seen anything that is nearly as beautiful or as peaceful as the beaches here, especially Sandy Beach and Worthing Beach. These are my favorite beaches in the world. I can come here any time of year, no matter how I'm feeling. Just spend an hour or two here and I'll walk away a completely transformed person. A person that's walking with peace and understanding of nature and understanding of what God has given to me. Alright, it's very rough here. It's a big drop off, so let me just make you alert of that as well. If you are coming to swim here at the Cacra Bank area, there is a very big drop off. Right where this water is surging now is where the drop off goes. You will see, I will keep my hand steady, give you an indication of how it dips to the horizon. You will see how that went down drastically there. It's just like a west coast kind of dip. So be careful when you're coming in to see up here. If you don't have sturdy, if you're not sturdy and you have any problems with your knees and stuff, be very careful. Have someone strong with you, because getting back out from here, because the movement of this sand is always happening. It's very soft, so getting back out is a little bit strenuous, a little bit difficult on your knees especially, or your ankles. Alright, we're going to end the day as we began it. In the water, doing a 360. We're going to do a forward 360. So first of all, get those darker makers ready. There we go. what I would recommend also is if you're coming in here, you are a little bit challenged with the coming out, floating on one of these swells. Just get buoyant and float up onto the higher sand with one of these swells, and then work your way up from there. I wouldn't advise you to come up on your belly and then get up. I would think, you know, just put your feet under you and just let it drift you into where you can make a stance. Alright folks, this has been Barbados, the beauty of Barbados through my eyes. This has been our EMC gathering for today. I can't do any more than do what I have done here, and that's share with you the beauty, the peace, the serenity, and just how lovely this island is. I'm sure that any of you who have been here before have tapped into your memories and are feeling everything that I'm feeling right now. I am sure that any of you that have never come to this island, after seeing this and what we've been experiencing for the last 2 days, the last 2 months, actually since the 21st of January, we have 250 something videos up there right now of just live videos that we have done on the different coastlines for all of our gatherings. We have close to 600 vlogs up on YouTube now. Some before we had the gimbal, so a little more etchy and jittery, but we've done almost everything again since we've had the gimbal, so you can experience the most beautiful scenery that I can possibly bring to you. Have a great day, everyone. I love you all. Happy Friday, happy weekend. Please be careful out there. Remember, life is not to be lived in a day. Life is to be enjoyed in a day, but not lived in a day. You want to have a long, filling life of nothing but joy and happiness and peace. Take care, everyone. Love you all. All my best wishes and love and peace and hope and prayers coming from Barbados. Have a good day.